Hey guys, 3 and Still Gaming here with yet another video. On today's video, I kind of want to talk about, why people want to hate this game so much. And the game I'm talking about is Gotham Knights. It's coming out in less than a week. There's spoilers out there, so forewarn, this is not going to be any spoilers, but just let you know, anybody that's out there that wants to stay safe without spoilers, just be weary that there are people posting videos and whatnot of the game for story purposes. So, just heads up there. Before I get to the topic, please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. If you like what we do here, please make sure you hit that like button down below. It really does help us out. I read every single comment, so putting a comment down below also helps the channel because that's interaction with our channel. And we're on our way to 1,000. We're looking for 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you hitting that subscribe button. And those of you that are not hitting that subscribe button, I do appreciate you as well by just watching the video. So let's get to it. So why do I think people want this game to, or don't like this game, I should say? Why are people not liking this game? They haven't played it yet. They haven't seen it yet. And I think it's the way the culture of video games is right now. I think I was talking about this on my live stream, and we do a live stream every morning, Monday through Thursday, from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We talk live with live chat, have little topics, and we talked about why people in this day and age, I should say, are upset about certain games, right? And again, this is just my opinion, right? You might have different ones, and this is what the whole channel is about conversation. And I want to know what your point of view is in the comment section down below, and we can keep this conversation going. So I think a lot of people are upset with Gotham Knights because of many different reasons. And I think the 30 frames per second is just what pushed it over the edge for most, okay? I think people that are upset with just the DC universe in general. What's happening with the DC universe, if you're a Zack Snyder fan or not a Zack Snyder fan. The game doesn't have any connection to it, but the WB, Warner Brothers Media IP, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all of this has hit like a boiling point where people are just upset or tired. And if it's not because of that with DC, it's because of comic books. The comic book industry has been crapped on a bunch. If you're a Marvel fan, if you're a DC fan, we all can come together, right? Not that we're all separate. I don't know why, because I like comic books in general. I love Batman. I also love Spider-Man is my favorite character, but both characters are amazing characters. Wolverine is another one that I absolutely love. It just so happens it's on Marvel's side. But in general, I think people are upset by this game, just like they were upset with Marvel's Avengers. And Marvel's Avengers had a solo effect. If you guys don't know what the solo effect is, I coined the solo effect because basically what happened to the Last Jedi really screwed up what was the next one after, which was Solo. And Solo lost money for Disney, and it was actually a pretty good movie, but it got affected and it bombed because of it. Now, I know you could call it the Last Jedi effect, but really it's the Solo effect, right? It's the movie after the thing that came out before it ruined it. Now, Marvel's Avengers, I think at this point was the catalyst for a lot of superhero type games, because before Marvel's Avengers came out, we had Spider-Man back in 2018, and Miles Morales came out, and that was good because Spider-Man was a good game as well. Now, Arkham series was good. We had other games in the past that were decent games, like the Daredevil game and the Superman game and the Hulk game and the Captain America game. There was games out there that were subpar, but Marvel's Avengers, I think, really tainted the water for the other superhero games. Now, I've played Marvel's Avengers for over 1,000 hours, okay? That game has lots of problems, but it also does a lot of things correctly. And one of them is the actual fighting style in the game. It was fun, leveling up the characters, being like Hulk and being powerful and destroying everything, but everything else in that game kind of falls short. Now, what happened? That game came out, pretty decent campaign. It had about a 15-hour campaign when it came out, and now it's got about a 20 to 25-hour, all depending with the DLCs and the characters and whatnot. But the next game to come out was Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy got crapped on because of the way the characters looked, and it didn't receive very much of problem circumstance because of what happened to Marvel's Avengers. People are like, I'm going to kind of wait because of what happened. Turned out that Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy was actually a really good game. Got great reviews, really great story, but it got soloed. Okay, it got soloed and it didn't succeed because of the game that came before it. Now we're in this industry where the Marvel movies are not very good. The DC movies haven't been very good, right? Wonder Woman 1984 was a disaster. And now we have these games coming out, and people are looking for any reason not to like this game. If it was the 30 frames per second, if it was the $70 price tag, it's as if there's co-op, right? Because some people didn't want co-op. It's not the game they asked for. I don't remember a survey going out and asking for what game I wanted to make for DC, but apparently it's one out there where you asked and they'll make that game for you. So I would like a Transformers game. No, that's a different topic. We'll talk about that in a different time. So back to point. I think people are just looking to not like this game for any shape or reason. And I think that's kind of unfair, but look, each their own. You can dislike or like anything that you want. But I think it's fair to say that when the game comes out, I was talking about this a little bit, I have my concerns with red flags about this game, and it's not the things that have been brought up so far. My concerns about this game are, what is this game after you're done beating it? And what I mean by that is the way they set it up and the way the contexture in the game is that it's a looter. There was a looter in this at some shape, way, or form, and they kind of maybe took that out because of the games that came before it, hence Marvel's Avengers. Now, this is just my theory, okay? What I would hate to see is that Marvel was a standalone game, single-player campaign, that they threw a looter into, which ruined the game. And I think that WB saw what they were making over there and said, we could do the same thing over here. 4-player co-op. Obviously, it's not 4-player co-op in the main game, but you can play 4-player co-op after the fact. They're taking some little variations of the stuff, and I really think that they built a looter in this game before they did the story. And now they went more of the story, hence why they had a delay, hence why they were building it for so long and changed what they did. And the little workings left in this game have me concerned. Now, I'm not mad about it. I'm going to wait for the game to come out. I'm going to play through the story. I'm going to love the story, I think. I think the story beats for what I've seen, for what IGN showed, for the little trailers and stuff. And what the story beats are going to be, I think, is going to be really cool with the Court of Owls. Okay, and with Batman dying, and we'll see what the story, how it progresses. I think that's going to be a really strong point, sort of like Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy gameplay was okay, but the story was phenomenal. And I think we're going to have that with this game. This might be the DC Universe's Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy game, where as far as the story is going to be fantastic, and the gameplay will just kind of go away. But you'll remember the game, because the game is what the game is. The story is very good. Now, I hope I'm right about that. Now, the parts that are bad about this are the other parts, the looter, crafting type of stuff, because I'm getting gear if it's just the suits that I'm wearing, and each suit has its own little power stats and whatnot. But then they introduced the Heroic Assault. And the Heroic Assault is a 4-player co-op game. 30 floors. Again, I go back to Marvel's Avengers had a 48-floor event inside their game, and you would get loot from that game mode, and you could only do it once a week type of thing. Well, now they're introducing this 30-floor game mode, and I started thinking, I'm like, well, is this the end game they were talking about? Because in the IGN interview they said about an end game. Well, if this is the end game, then where does this go? Like, if I'm playing through the story and then afterwards I'm sure that Gotham is not saved and there's still going to be criminals there, am I going for gear? Am I going for suits? Are they going to be giving us extra DLC after this? The Heroic Assault is free, but what comes after the Heroic Assault? Again, I'm not judging this game if it's good or bad based on the story and what's happening afterwards. Just as a person that I'm buying the game for $70, and they told us there's endgame, I want to know what that endgame is. And if there's no point of running that Heroic Assault except for the first time with each character or playing with your friends, there's got to be some sort of substance in that Heroic Assault, or after you're done with the new game plus leveling up your characters or whatnot. There's got to be more to it if they want to make this game live past just the story. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. What do you think where this game is going? Do you think they're going to be giving us DLCs? Now, I've talked about comic book and Marvel's Avengers that I would pay $10, $15 for 3 stories to give us a good chunk of more content inside the thing. Now, the way that these villain sectors are operating, supposedly there's going to be a good chunk of information there to deal with the side quests. So down the road, could there be DLC where they give us new villains? Like all of a sudden there's a Scarecrow DLC. It's like 3-4 hours and you pay for that. And if you want to pay for it, you pay for it. And if you don't, you don't. That would be interesting. But it'd be interesting to see the player base, because if it's single player or co-op and then your friends got to buy it, lots of stuff. My brain goes up lots of different places. But I want to know your thoughts. What do you think this heroic assault is going to be? What are your concerns, if any, of this game once you're done with the story? Are you just going to put it down and say, I'm done with it? Or are you going to want to continue playing it? And we all know that answer. You want to continue playing it. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. As always, please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.